Let us dig deep inside and look in.
I have something for you out here, my dear friends. Our scriptures tell us that mind is always trying to worry about future and regretting about past. My dear friends, these are testing times. COVID casualties and severe casualties at the border. We need to be strong and keep ourselves engaged. This brings to me that I should share a PERMA model with you all, which was developed by our respective psychologist, positive psychologist, in fact, I should mention, Martin Seligman, who was widely renowned for his positivity and published his influential book in 2011 called Flourish. According to Seligman, PERMA makes up 5 important building blocks of well-being and happiness. So let us go into what this acronym PERMA developed by our positive psychologist means. So P remind tells you that let's have positive emotions, that is feeling good at any point of time. Let's begin by distinguishing that what is the difference between pleasure and enjoyment. While pleasure relates to satisfying bodily needs like hunger, thirst, and taking a long sleep after a tough day, enjoyment comes from intellectual stimulation and creativity. Just the way I felt that I was really enjoying while I was preparing for this webinar. We see enjoyment in action when we observe children as well, when they scream in delight while they're playing out in mud, or when they see the rain and they run out and they want to play over there. At the same time, you see a scene of a very pleasant feeling and excitement on the face of a little 10-year-old boy who has just finished by his jigsaw puzzle and has been trying all the while to concentrate in a very careful way to figure out how it was. And it brought a lot of smiles of contentment on his face. So we can say that positive emotions also undo negative ones. My dear friends, it is very, very important for all of us to stay engaged, being completely absorbed in our activities. Everyone has had the experience of becoming so absorbed in work or in reading a book, or they completely lose sense of time, even in fact forget an appointment when they are really engaged. Achieving this state of flow or total engagement is very natural, especially when people are so involved in activities they love and they are good at. So many days, in fact, for past 3 months, as in how I have been talking to my friends and families and communicating over phone calls or chats, have been discovering this only. People have been initially, yes, were very disturbed, but they sailed through this period of lockdown quite comfortably just by keeping themselves engaged in something very, very constructive. So, my dear friends, it is so important that once you have positive emotions, automatically you end up doing something constructive and it keeps you engaged as well. Next comes is that we look into relationships. Obviously, when you're positive and you're doing well, you're constructively involved, your relations around you also are authentically connected to each other. There is happiness prevailing and there is good psychological health at the same time. And meaningful and intimate relationships have developed during these days. As everybody has been reporting through various sessions that we continuously keep having and through helplines also, that indeed it's for the first time that they all have been spending so much time together with the families. I'm sure it is for all of us, because morning hours, we all go out for work or children go to school. Yes, a few vacations like summer vacations or Easter holidays or something like that happens to be when we are together, but not such a prolonged vacation, isn't it? So this indeed has helped a lot of relationships in improving, and at the same time, I would say fleeting social relationships with strangers as well as the long-standing ones with the peers, also siblings, extended family, parents, all of them have kind of developed positive emotions and have been supporting each other through this period. According to research, one important function of social networking has been that they have been spreading happiness, they have been connecting people. See, now and then, we are having so many webinars through any social media, whether it is Instagram, whether it is Facebook, whether it is webinars like this, wherein we would just otherwise, if I would talk of the old normal, wherein we would just be connecting with each other at one-on-one level, or maybe just meeting a few friends. But today, see, via these platforms, we are coming through hundreds of people. Isn't it amazing that we, at least our voice is being transferred to each other, whatever we are feeling is being transferred to each other. So it is so important that we all pay attention to wherein our relationships are, and it is these only that are going to help us with their support stay through, not only in this stressful period but any time in our lives. Next we come to follows is M, that is your meaning. How meaningful is your life? This is a question that we all should ask every day, each one of us. It is so important to understand this, that yes, we need to have a purposeful life and we need to have a meaningful life. Unless and until there is no meaning in the essence of our life, it actually is, not so satisfying. It instills a lot of sense of, having a larger purpose in life. And at the same time, having such connections with something bigger is also an effective barrier against depression. Yes, people have said that when we felt that our basic needs are going to be, basic needs and the essentials are going to be just within few meters of our residence. And yes, people did think of those people who were not getting any meals, of the lower poverty line people. And people did say that we tried to walk through our depression by extending a helping hand to many people, whether it was through meals or in some kind of provision being made for them. So it is often said, even the researchers show that, for example, the religious and the spiritual people and the community workers generally have more meaningful lives because they believe in contributing and worship something greater than themselves. Next, we come to A, that is, which helps us towards our accomplishments. Indeed, my dear friends, a sense of accomplishment and success will follow if you are positive, if you're engaged, if you're doing great in your relationships, if there is a meaning in your life. Definitely success is coming your way. Having explicit goals in life, even small ones, may it be like reading a book for an hour, or going ahead doing some yoga, or going ahead doing some exercise. All these are the means of your well-being and happiness. Achievement does help a person to have a strong self-esteem. At the same time, it strengthens your self-belief. So the question may come that how does PERMA improve your resilience? That is what we're talking about. My dear friends, it's not about this stress, I would repeat again. It is not that we never had stress before. We did have stress before also on various occasions. Stress is now also, and stress will be there later on also in lives ahead. It could be negative stress or it could be positive stress, both ways. And this is where PERMA helps us, because PERMA plus a trinity of physical health, we need activity, a good nourishment, we need good sleep, plus optimism. All this helps us building resilience. At the same time, it helps us bounce back also from adversity that everybody needs to cope with normal life, let alone the highly challenged times. We definitely need to make use of this model in our lives each day. It is not only for this webinar that we're talking about. You could use this to counsel anybody, to console anybody in your family, in your friends, in your vicinity. It is so very important to know of such ways or such coping up skills which are